What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to a new video. This is a game that I haven't played in 9 years, actually almost 10 years now. Need for Speed 2015 is a game that I don't think deserves the glazing. It doesn't deserve the hype nowadays. The reason why I'm making this video, by the way, let's go out and drive something, by the way. I remember some of these cars. I definitely remember the RX-7. Is that it? Those are all the houses that I have, or all the cars that I have. I just have this 8.6, the Beck Customs car, and then the RX-7. I'm gonna drive the RX-7. Yeah, come on then. Basically, I wanted to make this video because I've seen a bunch of stuff online on this game. A bunch of stuff that I just honestly don't think deserves to be said. It's mostly been on TikTok and on Twitter, and because this game is now this year going to be 10 years old, I've seen a bunch of people kind of saying that this was the original like underground remake. Like this was basically at the time when it came out, you know, a really good Need for Speed. And I'm here thinking to myself, I'm like, are we like, have we been like brainwashed? Has our memory just been wiped clean of what this game was actually like? It was an incredibly bare bones, like very, very average game, if not less than average, because of a lot of things with this game. Like, there's so many things that I dislike about this game, and it's absolutely mental. The one main thing that I don't dislike about this game is the graphics quality. I think the graphics back then, especially with whatever engine they used, the graphics in this game looked fantastic when it came out, and I think it even shows with the newer Need for Speeds because of how they've basically used the same game up until now. So Need for Speed Unbound is pretty much based on this game, except it's just modernized, and it's just basically reshaded and reskinned version of Need for Speed 2015. So it's pretty mad to think that 10 years ago this game came out. Like I'm saying to you, I feel like a lot of people are just now remembering this game and only remembering, well, some of the good parts about this game. But honestly, this game was crap when it came out. I think it's a very good base for a game, but it definitely isn't or wasn't a good game when it came out. And I don't know what I'm playing it now, and it already I like dislike the way the cars drive in this game. It just feels really, really weird. I don't like who decided that this was a good idea for the handling physics to be like this. Honestly, I genuinely don't understand. Need for Speed Payback made it a lot better. It was still, you know, break the drift, all that sort of stuff, but in this game, for whatever reason, it felt like there was a delay between like what you were doing and what was actually happening. It's just very strange. It feels like the car is also kind of steering for you as well in some circumstances. Like, it just does not feel right at all playing this game. So also, always nighttime. I don't really have a big issue with the always nighttime feature of this game. You know, I think what they wanted to do is they kind of wanted to make it so it's very similar to of course like what the old Underground games were like, and trying to play off of that hype. I don't like how grainy it is though. Is the recording the same? I think the recording is the exact same as well. It just looks a bit too grainy. Let's try to slow it down a little bit so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. Graphics quality, I don't think you can change anything graphics quality wise in this game. I don't think there are any settings that I can literally go into at all. Even like I don't think there's anything that I can really possibly change here. So I think I have to like probably leave altogether to change any of my settings. Is it in here maybe? No. Yeah, there's the settings up there, but I don't think visually you can change anything. I think you can just change whatever this is, and some audio settings. That's pretty much it. That is literally just it. I am playing automatic because the manual version of this game makes me play with some very weird controls. I can't actually like. This was a thing that I don't understand. Like, this game was so minimal, like, when it came out. There was not really a lot of stuff to do. Of course, they ended up bringing out a bunch more things later on with the game, and they introduced, like, drag racing and stuff like that. But there's just not really a lot of stuff to do in this game. I remember when it came out. However, the one thing that I do remember about this game is that it opened up like a whole world of opportunity for them to improve on with Need for Speed Payback. And Need for Speed Payback, I remember when it came out and I was like, this is so much better. It's like they took all the good things about this game and then they just kind of added onto it. And that's the same thing that happened with Need for Speed Heat, which I think out of all of these games all put together, Need for Speed Heat is still the best one out of the modern Need for Speeds. I think there's so much in there that's just good. Like from this game, especially going to Need for Speed Heat is a massive jump, even though it's basically the same game under the skin. But they've kind of adjusted and they changed a couple of things. So again, I just don't think this game deserves the hype that it's getting nowadays. I don't know. I'm probably seeing more and more videos on it now because I think it's turning 10 years old this year. So I feel like people are just kind of trying to relive the nostalgia factor with this game, but this game just never had it for me. I'm sorry. I don't agree with the people online saying that this game is or was good at any sort of point, because it just was not. This game was just not a good game when it came out. There's no way that I can agree with anybody saying that. Like I said, I think it was a good base for a game. I think the whole premise of basically, what's this? Some car parts? Go on then. Give me some car parts. It was a good premise for a game, like it was a good base, and like I said, they kind of went and they used it to obviously make it a much better experience in the future, but like I said, the game just wasn't it for me. Where can I go? I want to try and drive somewhere. I want to drive to the mountains. I think the mountains are kind of funny to try and drive on. Can I actually fast travel to anywhere, or do I actually have to drive there? There is no, I don't think there is. Is it just route? Is that all? Oh, teleport, there we go. Yeah, I thought I remember that there was some sort of a fast travel feature here. Okay. This is a drift car, so I'm not going to be racing with it at all. I do, however, like I said, I just kind of want to drive a little bit up the mountain just to see. Just to see what it's like. Am I driving the right way? Yes. Right. I am, by the way, in a solo lobby, but for whatever reason, I'm still online. I'm still online. I remember I was driving in like the bumper cam because that was the only one that I felt a little bit more comfortable with playing back in the day. It just didn't feel like the car was as bad to drive like this. It's still not great. I just don't. I genuinely just feel like I'm not in control of the car half the time. It just does its own thing, so that I just kind of have to roll with it and just see what happens. I can't believe. Right. I'm not even like trying to counter steer to like. I'm just kind of trying to counter steer to go back into a straight line again. But right, cool. Even brake to drift is buggy and broken. Awful. God, that's awful. That is just horrendous to drive. I can't wait to put this game down and never play it again. Honestly, there's a very good reason why I haven't touched this game in like 9 years or 10 years now, and it's just crap. I can't believe that I'm seeing videos of people trying to glaze this game when it just does not deserve it whatsoever in my eyes. Just was not a good game. What were they thinking though when it came out? I genuinely wanted to know what are they actually thinking when they came out with this. I think I remember even when I was playing this game and I was like doing builds on it, right? Because that's basically what I was doing in Need for Speed 2015 and Payback. Mostly just doing builds. Those videos slapped, by the way. There's been like hundreds of thousands of views, millions of views actually, of videos on just me doing builds in Payback and in this game. And I don't think I ever finished the build and then I took it out and drove it and actually enjoyed driving it, because I just don't think they were good. Payback was different. I do remember in Payback I was actually testing the cars out a little bit more, due to the fact that the driving physics weren't as bad. It was still brake to drift, but the cars did not feel like this. It felt like I was still kind of in control with the whole brake to drift function and everything. It just felt so much better than this game. I just don't know what to really like say about this game. That's a positive. Like I said, visually, I never had an issue with this game. I always thought that this game actually looked really, really good. Especially back in the day with the Frostbite engine, I'm pretty sure, which is what they used for the early one. I think it's the Frostbite engine. Or is that the Need for Speed Most Wanted engine that I'm thinking of? I can't remember 100%. Regardless, the whatever engine and everything that they use with this, the graphical like changes that they've made from this game to the newer ones is not really that big of a difference. Like they've kind of just, you know, made it so it's a lot nicer to look at, but overall it's still very, very similar to what this was back then. However, they did actually change a lot of the driving physics and all that sort of stuff. However, the upgrade system, if I go over to the garage, the upgrade system still hasn't changed. That is pretty much the exact same as it is nowadays with the new Need for Speed, with Unbound. It is pretty much identical. We have more options nowadays, but the game still is the exact same. If you want to go and change some stuff, it's still the same way. You just pick a point on the car and you go through some of the options that you can slap on cars. Obviously, some of the stuff that I have now is restricted due to the fact that I have this wide body cut on it. Of course, then I can change it as well to something else if I really wanted to. But I don't want to change it because this was the classic car. This was my drift car that I built in the game, and I wanted to keep it like this. So yeah, like I said, I think that this game has done a good job in setting a base for a game, but overall, apart from that, it just is not like it doesn't deserve the hype that it's getting nowadays. It just does not. It does not deserve it whatsoever. Well, that's pretty much it from me. This wasn't really going to be a long video anyway. I just kind of wanted to revisit this game, play it for the first time in almost 10 years, and just to see what basically it's like, especially since I've been seeing a lot of videos on this thing online. People basically glazing the hell out of this game, and like I said, I remember how everybody hated this game. Like nobody really hopped on this game to play it religiously. Like we played it just for content. I remember content creators, we played it just for content, and that was it. I don't think anybody really hopped on this game and was like, oh yeah, I enjoy playing this game. It just was not a good game. I'm sorry. Anyway, that's enough of this gritty weather. They made it really, really dark and annoying to drive around in as well. It also doesn't help that I am playing on the Xbox One. Like I'm not actually playing on the PC port of this game. So I think it'll probably look a lot better if I was to play it on the PC. Also, higher frame rate would have probably been a little bit better. But yeah, this Xbox version of this game as well is even more like gritty than normal. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.